What's up everyone, and welcome back to the Bold and the Beautiful 24 official channel. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button today. Let's get started. Will's memory mission, Hope's broken confession, and Liam's emotional plea. The Bold and the Beautiful reveals that Hope Logan will make a broken confession before Liam Spencer makes an emotional plea. Will Spencer also has a memory mission ahead of him, so here's what BNB fans can expect. During the week of August 25th to 29th, Will's going to face some guilt over the secret he's keeping from Elektra Forrester. Will feel like he betrayed his girlfriend now that he knows Elektra wasn't in his bed. Will, on the other hand, was undoubtedly the victim of everything. Will was manipulated by Luna Nozawa, who put him in that drunken state. Will have trouble figuring out what really happened, so expect him to surprise Sheila Sharp when he asks for her help putting the pieces together. As for Ridge Forrester, he'll derail Carter Walton's proposition for Hope. Carter may be trying to talk Hope into eloping when Ridge walks in. Ridge may ultimately back off, even though he won't be certain that Hope and Carter are compatible for marriage. Carter and Ridge will strike a deal, so they may vow not to let their love lives interfere with their friendship. When it comes to friendship, Liam will think about the one he has built with Hope and wonder if maybe he still has feelings for her. Liam will be able to see that he really wants a romantic reunion with Bill Spencer. From that point on, Liam will cry out to Hope and wonder if she feels the same way. Hope will be conflicted about all this when she goes to Deacon Sharp and pours her heart out. Hope will admit that she is torn between Carter and her ex-husband, but Liam will keep Hope alive somewhere else. Liam will just want a happy ending with Hope by his side after all the terrible drama he has endured. Nevertheless, Carter will believe that he and Hope have a bright future together. His wedding day may come sooner rather than later as a result of Carter's pressure on Hope to elope. The week of September 1st to 5th could bring Hope and Carter's quickie nuptials, but that doesn't mean they'll actually tie the knot. If Liam shows up with a last-ditch effort to stop the wedding, it's possible that Hope will dump Carter before they can say their vows to be married. In the meantime, Elektra's relationship with Will could suffer if she believes he is concealing something. Since Will's going to be busy playing detective on this masked memory woman saga, Elektra may wonder what's really going on. Sheila may have some fires to put out as a result of Luna's inability to control herself. In addition, Luna will meet with an attorney to discuss her next steps, as we will see if that lawyer meeting actually takes place. Finally, many viewers are anticipating Thomas Forrester making his BNB comeback by the beginning of September. According to the Bold and the Beautiful, some shocking news has surfaced, and fierce battles are about to break out. Will Spencer's life is on the verge of spiraling uncontrollably as the Bold and the Beautiful prepares for one of its most emotionally charged sequences yet. This narrative intertwines Will's urgent quest for understanding, Hope Logan's devastating revelation, and Liam Spencer's fervent request for one final opportunity at love, all while the looming influence of Luna Nozawa's manipulations and Sheila Sharp's cunning presence casts a shadow over every decision and every disclosure. For Will, the burden of realizing that Elektra Forrester was never in his bed that fateful night is becoming increasingly intolerable. Despite his efforts to convince himself that he was a victim of Luna's intoxicating deceit, he cannot rid himself of the persistent feeling that he has betrayed Elektra. Each time she gazes at him with that genuine glimmer of hope regarding their future, he feels as though he is concealing something damaging, a truth that could potentially destroy her trust in him. Thus, he embarks on what swiftly evolves into a memory mission, a journey not only to reveal what truly occurred in Deacon Sharp's spare room following his drunken descent, in order to regain his peace of mind, Will embarks on a journey marked by uncomfortable flashbacks, fragmented memories of joy, hushed conversations, and feelings that seem disconnected from Elektra's presence. These haunting images torment him until he ultimately breaks down and seeks assistance from Sheila, of all people, revealing his vulnerability and deep desperation. Although Sheila thrives amidst chaos, she possesses the keen instincts of someone who has witnessed every deceit and manipulation unfold before her. She immediately perceives that Will's instincts are correct, that Luna, in her reckless and unstable quest for belonging, has drawn him into her sphere, leaving a path of devastation in her wake. Sheila almost takes pleasure in being the guardian of this truth, even as she acknowledges the disaster it will cause when revealed. Meanwhile, across town, tensions are escalating in another segment of the extensive Forrester-Logan Spencer network. Ridge Forrester unexpectedly encounters Carter Walton making a daring and impulsive proposal to Hope Logan, urging her to abandon the perpetual uncertainty of her romantic life and elope with him. He offers her an opportunity to seize happiness rather than waiting for it to be dictated by the shadows of her past. However, Ridge, always the protector and meddler, interrupts the momentum with his doubts, cautioning that hastily entering marriage may be more about fleeing than about love. Although Carter listens with a tense jaw and a heavy heart, he ultimately consents to forge an agreement with Ridge, vowing not to allow their friendship to fracture under the weight of Hope's indecision, while remaining resolute that his future is with Hope. In the meantime, Hope finds her heart breaking under the burden of her own decisions, for while Carter represents stability, respect, and a safe haven, Liam Spencer stands as the living representation of unresolved matters, of passion, and of a connection that refuses to fade away. Liam, too, is deeply affected, haunted by the memories of their past, and he comes to realize, with increasing clarity, that despite his life being fractured and weary, it still leads him to Hope as the woman he desires by his side. In a surge of emotion, Liam makes a heartfelt appeal, reaching out to Hope not merely as a former husband but as the man who understands her in ways that Carter never could, reminding her of the moments they shared, the family they once dreamed of, and imploring her to acknowledge that a part of her heart still belongs to him. However, Hope, feeling torn and broken, cannot provide him with the straightforward answer he longs for. Thus, she resorts to her father, Deacon Sharp, pouring out her fragmented soul and confessing that she feels divided between two worlds, one where Carter offers her a simple, bright future, and another where Liam pulls at the deepest recesses of her emotions. Deacon, ever candid, cautions her that attempting to navigate both worlds will ultimately leave her with nothing. Yet, even as Hope weeps, Liam is unwilling to relinquish the dream, preparing himself for a final intervention that may lead him to burst into Carter and Hope's hurried elopement with an emotional declaration that could stop the vows in their tracks. Meanwhile, Will's secret simmers like an infection, threatening to taint his relationship with Elektra as she begins to notice his distress. Distracted by detective-like behavior, his obsession with the masked memory woman, and his evasions that contradict his typical openness, she begins to suspect that something more sinister is at play. Meanwhile, in the shadows, Luna consults with an attorney, attempting to navigate her options and manipulate the circumstances to ensure her own survival. She plants the seeds of schemes that Sheila will need to either extinguish or ignite, depending on where her loyalties lie. Throughout this turmoil, viewers can anticipate an explosive climax in September with the impending return of Thomas Forrester, indicating that the emotional battleground is only growing. However, at this moment, the essence of the narrative revolves around three poignant truths. Will must face the betrayal he suffered and determine whether to reveal Luna's manipulations. Hope must grapple with the burden of her confession that she still loves Liam while striving not to hurt Carter, and Liam must deliver the most fervent plea of his life if he wishes to reclaim the woman who is still his greatest love. This means that in the weeks ahead, themes of love, loyalty, betrayal, and redemption will clash in the classic style of Bold and the Beautiful, leaving no one unscathed, no relationship unshaken, and no heart untouched by the repercussions of choices that are too painful to evade and too significant to overlook, a saga that weaves together Will Spencer's desperate search for clarity, Hope Logan's heart-shattering confession, and Liam Spencer's impassioned plea for one last chance at love, all while the shadow of Luna Nozawa's manipulations and Sheila Sharp's scheming presence hang over every choice and revelation. For Will, the guilt of realizing that Elektra Forrester was never in his bed that fateful night is becoming unbearable.